Hafthor Bjornsson, a very famous and also very large human, as you might notice. But yeah, former world record deadlift holder, former world's strongest man, and again, he's very large. But yeah, let's find out what he's actually eating. My name's Shay, I'm a nutritionist and an international level athlete, and this video is a little bit different to the other ones because this is about just trying to get absolutely huge. I think he's trying to gain weight at the moment for whatever he's working on. But yeah, let's find out what he's eating. Let's find out what I would tweak or if it's actually perfect. Let's make a start.
Today I'm going to show you guys a full day of eating. I'm going to show you guys what I'm eating in my preparation for Shot Classic. Super excited because I'm really trying to up the calories. I've been eating around 8,000 calories each day. I want to, for you guys, I want to bump it up to 10,000 and really try to, you know, put on some extra weights. Currently, I'm weighing around 108 kilograms. You know,
same.
I want to show up at Shot Classic preferably around 200 kilograms. And we'll discuss that later in the video why. But let's go on. Meal number one has to start now. Something that the viewers might not know. I hired my dad to help me out with my meals. He comes 6 times a week, only 6 times a week because I have one cheat day a week. He makes my meals for me. But yeah, here's my dad. Good. But first thing first, rice. I'm gonna have 550, this is 563. I'll have 3 eggs with it. A fun issue that, you know, people around the world probably don't often deal with, but we here in Iceland deal with this sometimes because we live in an island, you know. I like to put chicken stock on my rice, but it's just been out of order now for like literally a month, right? Yes. Literally a month. So I'm using a vegetable broth. Well, I like to put, you know, something on my rice so it's a bit more moist, not as dry.
Yeah, that's like one of the biggest things I find with trying to gain weight. Like eating a lot of food was very hard for me initially. Now it's easy for me to push like 4,500 calories if I need to. But yeah, moisture in the food is kind of everything. I really recommend olive oil because for one, olive oil is just so calorically dense. I usually bulk on high fat. It just makes me feel better. Easy to get down because fat's like 9 calories per gram compared to carbs and protein, which are 4, so it's more than double, which is ridiculous. And yeah, the olive oil kind of lubricates the food. If you don't mind your food a bit oily, if you do, then yeah, I don't know, maybe use a chicken stock, but yeah, very helpful tip. But you see people trying to choke down like the dry chicken breast and rice. It's like, yeah, why?
Right here I have my skin and orange juice. In this right here is 245 grams of orange juice and 200 grams of skyr with 100 grams of blueberries. And right here I have 100 grams of strawberries. And this, just to confirm, if you didn't hear it earlier, this is 3 eggs and 563 grams of rice. You know, I am bulking, so if I go slightly over what I plan on eating, I don't really care.
Yeah, interesting here. Very, very high carb. You know, the berries, the orange juice, the rice. Aside from the eggs, it's pretty much all carbs, which can be a little bit problematic when you're trying to gain weight, because as I said before, it's easy to eat higher fat if you need to, but if this is a pre-training meal, of course you want high carbs all the time. I'm not a big fan of like juice. I think you're kind of tricking yourself. It's not really the same as fruit, but the strawberries, the blueberries, absolutely great. Very high in antioxidant potential, which is really helpful for countering inflammation, which, you know, you might be running into if you're eating so many calories just because it's a lot of stress in your body, right? But yeah, not a bad meal. I'm a fan of eggs too. Yeah, like very low fat, which is interesting.
Guys, here we have the skyr and orange juice, same as before. Here I have 500 grams or milligrams of milk. And in here I have half avocado, 100 grams mixed vegetables, 500 grams of rice, and then 125 grams of steak. Pretty solid meal, you know.
Yeah, not too much issue here. I mean, some people in they're picked about the red meat. I'm really not against red meat. A lot of the studies say it's going to cause cardiovascular disease. No, it's because of the people all eating high food, like fast food. They're eating high meat, and therefore they get cardiovascular disease. But it's not because of the meat; it's because of the fast food. But yeah, pretty solid meal. Avocado I like for that vitamin E. Not really any issues here. You could say the same about milk, but you know, you'd be nitpicking. Not a bad meal, but yeah, not too much to comment on there. Again, somewhat lower fat, and as well the fat here is mostly saturated, which isn't going to be great for your blood lipids. I would like to see a bit more unsaturated fat, maybe from some olive oil or some nuts or, you know, something else. Because especially when you're his size, and especially with anabolic use, your blood lipids might be a bit out of whack, which, you know, unsaturated fats are going to help with. Again, your nuts, your olive oil, like salmon, some of the best sources.
Number 3, here we have the same as for meal number 2. So the same amount of steak, half avocado as well, same amount of rice and vegetables. Here I have the same juice as before, and this is 500 milligrams of fresh milk. Nice, we love milk. We're gonna enjoy this with some salt. I like some salt.
Same thing, I'm not going to comment too much, but he did trade it out for salmon, I'm pretty sure there, which I love salmon. Omega-3 content, vitamin E content, vitamin D content. Some of the harder nutrients to get, really good for countering inflammation. Also good, like as I said before, you should use some more unsaturated fats, which you literally got in this meal, which is lovely. And as for salt goes, for athletes, I'm not scared of salt. Again, the studies are going to say, oh, it's going to raise your blood pressure. Maybe, but you know, excess salt, you're just going to piss out. It's literally that simple, so don't be too afraid of salt, particularly if you're an athlete. You need it for blood volume, for, you know, blood transport, everything, veins really, nerve transmission. Like, yeah, don't cut that out.
Let's have as a goal today to get up to 10,000 calories. I think that'd be pretty cool to do that. Something that I do after each meal is I go and I do my 10 minutes walks. Something that people don't always see. But I have a bike at home. I also sometimes walk outside. Me and my wife are actually very good at taking 10 minutes walks together in the mornings, as well as, you know, right now I'm at the gym, you know, and I have a bike here at the gym as well and a treadmill. So I'm just gonna go do my 10 minutes walk, get this foot settled. I'm actually feeling quite well. Do my 10 minutes walk in between my meals is crucial for me. I honestly, guys, I could not eat every 2.5 or 3 hours if I wouldn't do my 10 minutes walks. That's just plain and simple. I do this because it helps my digestion, and also do it because I'm a huge believer in moving more.
Yeah, so I love this. So basically a big issue why diabetes, the rates are rising, is because although a lot of people might exercise, you know, once a day, we're quite sedentary the rest of the day, and the issue is every time you're eating, you know, a carb-based meal, you're going to end up with that sugar in your blood, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just if you're sitting still, that insulin response, you're relying on that entirely, whereas if you just exercise a little bit or just throughout the day, maybe just do some air squats at your desk, you actually will load some of the sugar into your muscles without insulin, which is so potent. So it's really helpful for blood clearance and countering diabetes. And if you just are sitting with high sugar in your blood all the time, it's pro-inflammatory as well. So fantastic for your health. And you know, in modern society, we need to do more of this. So make sure you're somewhat active throughout the day.
Number 4, same as usual. We have the milk, we have the rice, steak, vegetables, no avocado right now, but as usual, we have the skyr and OJ. This is the same as the meal previous. So far, how am I feeling? Actually, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling absolutely amazing. Not uncomfortable, you know. Just, you know, the norm, you know. I'm used to eating this. And the meals right now I'm eating are like meals that make me feel just like good.
Yeah, important point there too. Eat what makes you feel good. A lot of the time, like I might recommend you something that is, you know, science-backed and works for me, but if it makes you feel like trash, just don't do it. Okay, but yeah, the same sort of meal. I'm not going to comment too much on there. Let's see what's next.
All right, guys. So my family just finished eating, and these are the leftovers that I'm going to enjoy. You can see there's one bite taken from this slice. I think one bite here and some cheese taken out of this one. This one is almost eaten all. So I'm gonna finish the whole thing. We're estimating this to be around 3,500 calories, more, slightly, maybe more or less. We don't know to be accurate, you know. But if I finish this and my next meal, we're definitely above 10,000 calories, I'm sure.
Classic like dad roll, just letting everyone else eat and then being like on absolute cleanup duty for the leftovers. As far as pizza goes, actually pizza I think is better than some of the other fast food alternatives like burgers and fries. Basically you're still dealing with refined carbs, right, the white flour, but if it's used with olive oil, it's actually not a bad, like, you know, general meal compared to the other fast food, right? You're not running into those high temperature seed oils like you would at McDonald's from like deep frying this stuff. Olive oil won't release those free radicals that the seed oils will, that most fast food joints use, which is helpful, you know. If you're eating high quality pizza, it's usually going to be olive oil. Usually a little bit of meat on there, cheese, you could say saturated fat, but compared to the alternatives as far as like trash food, not too bad. I actually did a trash food tier list, which was funny, but yeah, check that out, but we'll keep going.
What do when you just get some pizza? Yummy.
And he's also not just like hiding. It's like, oh no, guys, I didn't eat pizza. Like, just be honest, dude. No one's gonna crucify you for eating a slice of pizza.
9 p.m. right now. A little bit later than usual. Not the biggest, but enough for me. I'm happy, you know. Okay. So last meal, guys. It's actually 9 p.m. right now. A little bit later than usual. You know, I'm usually in bed by now, but I'm gonna finish this meal right now. If I finish this meal right now, it's probably gonna be like 12,000 calories each meal, and then by the end of this video, we should know exactly how many calories.
Sardines, also another solid choice. Similar micronutrient profile to salmon, pretty nice in those unsaturated fats, omega-3s, and you're just countering inflammation, which is good stuff. But overall, the things I'd suggest if you are doing like a similar diet, of course, on a lower scale, because most of you watching are probably half the size of Thor, including myself. Well, if he's 180, what's it? A little under half, which is pretty funny. But I think bulking on higher fat, I personally really enjoy. I feel much better on. It's also just like a lot less gastric pain and stomach bloating on higher fat. As I said before, it's less, more calorie dense, but give that a go. If it doesn't work for you, just maybe try higher carb. But yeah, lubricated food. I actually like less meals as well for bulking. I usually just go for 2, maybe like 2.5. That allows your stomach to be accommodating for larger meals as opposed to just eating throughout the day, which you could argue is like anti-intermittent fasting, which could be like good for your digestive health. But as well, I would recommend distancing that last meal from bed. He's finishing that up at about 9:40, which, if you can do so, try and reel that back in. Just better for sleep quality. But yeah, not too bad overall, to be honest. Especially trying to push like 1,200 calories a day. He did pretty well to keep it mostly like sort of whole foods, right? Or mostly whole foods. Not too bad, I don't know what his training load is. Usually strongmen will have a pretty hard training regime. I assume he's hitting all of his micronutrient totals. Solid, dude. Most of the fitness community, not too great with diets, but yeah, I enjoy that. Anyway, that's been me. Let me know your thoughts down below. There's some more videos there if you did enjoy, but I will see you next time.